Okay, so really important question. Can we get golden warship? Bro. Yes, you read the title correctly. I got the chance to interview the one and only owner of TDX, gdilives, also known as John Roblox. Huge thanks to him for taking the time to make this interview happen. And let me tell you something, when I interviewed John, it was 10 a.m. and I haven't gone to bed yet. Yes, I stay up that late. And I had to think of questions at the top of my head because it just happened so quickly and he didn't want to be there for an hour. And I can only ask him like 10 questions, so yeah. I suggest you watch this interview until the end as there's a lot of interesting things packed here. And without further ado, here's the interview.
Yeah. Okay, go on.
I didn't think of anything, so I'm gonna just think of them right now. So,
Yeah, that's cool.
what's your main inspiration in making TDX?
I mean, there's tower balls right there. I mean, I always wanted to do a game since I was around the age of 3 or 4 years old. I would always draw like these war scenes and things like that of like jets shooting at shit and things about nature. It would look like horrible stuff, but I didn't really care. It was from a game called Serious Sam. I played it a lot, and as a kid, I played a lot of Command and Conquer. And Command and Conquer has really inspired me a lot to of the theme of the game and the feeling and the vibe of what a war scene is about. And of course, what made me want to do a Tower Defense game is just the tower battles as a whole. I mean, I played it a lot as a kid. Makes sense. It's a really great game, and it was cool to collab with Planet and see a lot of OG fans come back to the scene. I mean, Tower Battles Part 1 collab was a huge success. A lot of fans love that scene. It was great.
Yeah. I also used to draw a lot like of TDS characters and other stuff, and it's great to see where TDX is, where it is today based on your inspirations. So next question. Why do you think golden warship is so important?
I lied on stream, by the way, that I said that was going to come out
Yo, what?
next year.
Yo.
Yeah, I lied on stream. That's not going to come out.
Yo,
next year.
but please, bro, please. I need this, bro.
I lied to you. No, that's not going to come. No, that's not a release.
Okay, but like maybe next year?
No,
How about like a skin?
no.
Please, John, I need this. Please?
No, fuck you, no.
Oh, okay, bro. Okay. So how's balancing?
Sucks. So balancing is a bit of a huge deal in all TD games, I feel like, because you always get the term power creep thrown around, but I try my best to try not to let that happen, because sure, we release refractors and all these nightmare towers and things like that, but they cost a lot, so they're not really useful in the main modes. And as for refractor, a lot of people look at it as like 26,000 DPS. Well, that's just power creep. It's like, no, because there's a lot of drawbacks to this tower as well. A lot of boss attacks can one-shot that if you just leave it by itself. So you are forced to bring either medic with it or shield tower, and this keeps that tower in check. So like it's just not OP by itself. Like Golden Juggernaut, you could buy 10 of them for the same price as one refractor, and if one dies by the one-shot attack, you're not really out of the game. Compared to refractor, since it costs us like 1.2 million to max out, it's like if you lose that, that's a huge dent in your force. The issue with that though is that it leads to Tower Defense X being a harder game overall. It's not exactly casual, which most of these TD games are casual. They don't really require much skill. All you do is just spam down towers and use the Call of Arms thing or some sort of like buff ability, and that's really it. I mean, cool. I mean, TDX can be similar in certain ways, but there is the killing tower mechanic, which I try my best to not overdo, but sometimes I am forced to do that for tower performance reasons, because Tower Defense X can support up to the max tower cap. However, it can only do that if there's one boss on the scene. So if you have near that amount and there's a bunch of zombies, the game starts to run worse. I don't think it's that horrible. It runs better compared to most TD games that are of similar quality. But it's a thing I do to ensure that performance isn't necessarily bad, while making it look cool in the scene. Because after the tower's eye, I'm I am sure to give the player a small break and give back some cash, whether through the wave bonus or through zombies they can kill for cash. Balance overall is, I wouldn't say it's impossible, but it's definitely a rough area to handle in, especially with these sometimes fast time frames. Like last year's Halloween was dog shit. I'm not gonna lie. I only had days to balance it out because it was just internal delays with how the 3D modeling team was, and that led to assets being done late, and that was a whole domino effect. But this year it's been better overall. I know that Nightmare was easy for some, but that's because they know every single thing what to do in the game. I try my best to balance new modes for casual players most of the time, especially when it's in a quad game and things like that.
Yeah, I really appreciate all the balancing you do for the game, even though sometimes it's kind of ass. Okay, if you were to rank, five TDX towers, how would you rank them?
They rank them in what way?
Like, top to bottom, top 5.
Okay, but like what? Like how cool they look, how cool they sound, or how good they are in game?
Just everything in general, like, yeah.
Okay, I don't know. I guess my number one pick would be Attack Hilo. I guess it breaks a lot of the game, and it can be super easy if you know how to pull back the chopper to not be killed, which is what I asked for the player to do. So they don't just leave it to the front of the base and it just spawn kill. So I always put in something that forces them to bring it back, and they have to heed to it. So like it's not OP as shit. Second one is Warship. I definitely love this tower. It's definitely cool to have such a big tower in a game like this, and it's a water tower as well. However, it's kind of a glass cannon build, as it's OP against bosses, but bosses are also OP against it. So that kind of leads to an issue of being a glass cannon build. I want to rework that down the road, so it's not as that, at least for one of the paths. But that's probably going to be done later on in the next year. Third one, I mean, Golden Juggernaut. I mean, it's your basic run-of-the-mill sort of commando tower, giant minigun. I mean, top path is really good for good DPS overall while having a huge range, and bottom path is really good now with the CE it can offer, and they both have the unstun, so you can really micro it. If it gets stunned, just unstun that shit, and you win that game. Fourth one, I really like Golden Mine Layer. I mean, he could throw a mine across the map and stuff while being useful towards the end of the map. He's such a great staller. I may buff him so his mines are stronger, but deploy less because he can get kind of laggy. That's what I notice a lot. When you deploy like 20 of them, they get laggy as hell. So I may rework him slightly. That's for my fifth tower. Definitely going to be combat drone. I mean, it is such a cool tower to have. I mean, no other TD game has one like this where you can fly around the map and, shoot at your own will and things like that. It is really nice to not only to shoot, at a zombie, but also be able to fly around the map and things like that. I had that plan since before release, actually. It's been a while. I just, never had time until last year or this year. I forgot we went to combat drone. I'm not gonna lie. It was this year. Okay. It's just weird because I've been making TDX for almost 3 years now. Damn. But yeah, those are my top 5, I think.
Interesting. Mine personally, Warship. I mean, do I really have to explain? And yeah. Okay. Really important. 61 or 67?
Die.
No, I just want to know which one.
Die.
No. I just want to know.
Die. Next question. Next.
Oh, fine. Is TDX good enough to support you financially?
Yes. before I really started FSX, I was doing kind of horrible in terms of financial wise. I was down on my last 8 grand, which I know is still a lot to the average guy, but for me, that was the least I ever had in my life. And you have to factor in that I had a house, I had a car payment, I had car insurance, I had a dog with med bills, I had, of course, bills for the house, I had food bills, things like that. And on top of that, there was the IRS you owe every single year after that year ends. So if I did not release TDX, I would have been bankrupt. I more than likely would have been bankrupt because my taxes are not low. So definitely this game has helped me a lot to pull it out. And as well for my dogs, sometimes his med pills could be like $300 per month. And then I done a MRI scan on him for $6,000. And you know, there's other checkups he needs and things like that, and those can add up. In total, I probably spent on him probably around $15,000, and just in mostly vet bills, and some ER trips, and also his diet as well, because for dogs that are prone to seizures, they are typically sensitive to their diet, so I try my very best into trying to do like a more cleaner diet overall for him, which tends to be more expensive, but it's fine overall. It has definitely helped me, and also brought on some guys as well, like the GJ, the guy who makes songs for me. I remember when I first had him, he was charging me like $100 per song, which is really low, but that was a fair rate because I didn't make that much back then. But I told him once the game releases, I will assure you a $10,000 bonus, and you can get hired to be part-time on my game. And both of those came to be true, and he still works on my game to this day.
Okay, speaking of the DJ and music, are you ever gonna use that one song, Army of the Dead?
I was supposed to in Nightmare, but the thing with songs, same goes for the trailer as well. You can't just force it in and try to make it work. It has to flow naturally. And when I was trying to Nightmare, I was like, this song doesn't flow very well. So I decided to save that for another time. But yes, eventually I do want to use Nightmare. Just as of right now, I just don't think there is an appropriate time frame for that or update for that just yet. But I do want to use that song someday. That was mostly just solely built for the purpose of hype. And it did a very good job to build hype because it has that very orchestra theme, sort of intense build-up and things like that for the first trailer I've done for TDX.
Who in TDX has the most aura?
Is this regarding towers or enemies?
Let's say enemies.
That's a hard one. I mean, Tower House Void, I made him turn from a basic spam stun boss where you just slam their foot and stun your shit into almost a godlike being that was able to convert your tower, which is the first in any TD game, I'm sure, as well as being able to fly in the air and kill your warships across the sky, and of course calling down strikes from space. But there's also the Emperor. I mean, Emperor was able to stop time, and his quote goes hard. Like his purpose really wasn't to kill you. It was only to signal for another faction to come along. And there's Apex Predator. I mean, come on, guys. His theme song has like 2.5 million views and was a hard carry for the Endless Mode trailer. I have to go with probably TB Void still, just because I was able to take such a basic boss concept and really give him a new life that everyone loved to see. Even in the trailer, people were like, what the fuck? You can kill my warships across like that and convert towers? Holy hell. Like, no one expected that at all from such an old game like TB. I love to do designs for bosses overall. They each have their own thing going on for them, and TB Void was by far the best one I've done because that came from a game I used to play a lot as a kid.
Yeah, I also agree. Like Void's just like he's just that guy. Like he's one of the most iconic TD bosses of like all time. Okay, next question. How do you design a boss?
So every time I design a boss, I listen to their theme song a lot, and I think of what their personality will be like. I would like to do that for each and every single boss. There's not really a common fodder boss per se in Tower Defense X. Not even the Plague Doctor. I mean, the Plague Doctor, his song was more intense because he just summons a bunch of stuff and sprays your towers to debuff them and stun them as well. Because TD games back then, none of them really introduced gameplay where the bosses would directly affect your tower stats, and mine was the first one to really invest a lot into that. Eradicator, like there's a few of them. I'll just list a few. Eradicator MK4. I wanted him to have this personality of being this super badass guy with a high ego and things like that. So that's why in the trailer he was posed with his arms like that. But when he dies, he screams like a bitch. Compared to the rest, they don't scream at all. And for another example, Eradicator MK2 with the funk sound, because funk music overall, I get it, the meme, like it's kind of cringe. It's kind of like, oh wow, this is like Sigma cringe. Ooh. But when it's played in game, it actually feels very nice. It feels very intense because the boss design has giant quad miniguns, flamethrower breath, and rocket pods as well, and it's Rage Scream, of course. Like when Tower Defense X first released, everyone loved that song. Everyone loved the boss design of him. To be honest, all the bosses I've done, they have been great. I mean, Alpha Predator was a huge upgrade compared to Apex Predator in terms of gameplay, and the song still sounds great. I know that not everyone liked this song when we first pushed it to YouTube, but I tweaked it in game to be more suitable, and I didn't hear any complaints. There was really only one boss design that I kind of screwed up on, and that was for the Wretched. So his entire gimmick was just supposed to be to dig underground and jump around up. That was it. That was the entire thing. Oh, wow, this sounds cool as hell. But in practice, it wasn't, because Chapter 4's map design was just a giant circle. So this actually sucks ass. I was like, oh, wow, that's something I'll never do again, I guess. Maybe I could do that again, but it's on a single path, so it makes more sense. But it was on a giant circle. Yeah, this sucks ass, actually. So honestly, the Wretched was the only flop I had in terms of boss design, but the rest, I mean, Eradicator MK4, big ass gun on his back. Eradicator MKIC, big ass shield, rage regen. Apex Predator, bomb, death. And Alpha Predator, he doesn't suicide explode, but instead of him blowing up with that same sort of damage, he throws the nukes instead. So I thought that was really cool. I was like, man, how can I do Alpha Predator? I want him to revive himself. I know that, but like, what could his second phase be? Because Apex Predator blows up like a nuke. What if I gave it so Alpha Predator just throws nukes? And I was like, wow, I think that works out. Bosses don't necessarily always outclass the other. They kind of complement each other if they're in the same sort of class league, I guess. But yeah, I love all my boss designs for the most part.
Yeah, TDX bosses are like really, really cool and unique, and I'm glad we got to experience your vision of them. So good on that. I just thought of a question. I need to get the image of it.
You have like 3 more.
Oh, okay. You know what? Never mind.
Wait, what? Show me. Show me. I won't count this one. Show me.
Okay, wait. It's something you said.
If it's like lore shit, dog,
It's not.
I will ignore it. Okay, what?
Okay, it's this one. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask it. You're gonna add this to the game?
Dog. Yeah, no, I don't get why this guy said that. Like, these towers seem rushed, TBH. I'm not gonna play, but they're not delivering. Like, what the fuck you mean? Like, we did the sound effects, we did the UI, we did like the most complex tower we have ever done, next to the drone tower that was like way more complex. But War Machine was so complex because it does boss-like moves. Unit path towers don't do that, so we had to I was like days worth of coding, like a week worth of coding, just to get that in. I was like, okay, what was this guy expect, dog? Like, come on, guys, this is such a cool tower. But I don't know. I don't know if that guy was rage bait or not. That is definitely A tier rage bait, if that is rage bait. Not gonna lie.
Okay, question about. Okay, it's the lore, but it's not like a it's not like a big question. It's like, did you already think of it from the start? Like you already had the entire like storyline planned out?
So, let me be real with you. Some of these things I make up on the fly, but I always leave room for it to make sense from the start. Yes. So I don't necessarily know all the deets and things like that, but I have a rough general timeline of what does occur. And like Dr. Mallory being killed by Dr. Xenon, that was planned long ago since Dr. Xenon was first made. It wasn't just like a girl who sent down robots and shit like that, and like, I'm an evil guy. That's so overplayed and things like that. I really wanted to give characters overall in my game in in-depth lore, and I'm not afraid to take it dark, like I did recently with a Nightmare. You know, we're not gonna always tease the player of like, ooh, look at this void stuff. Oh, look at this, Dr. Xeno's getting away. I don't always want to do that. So there will be times where we have abrupt scenes like that, and I think that's a really great way to build up lore and build up character designs as well. Because Dr. Xenon for a while was thought to be like this badass, sort of girl. She's cool as hell, but really she's kind of a sociopath, and there's still the reason to be revealed of why she is like this. It's not like she just spawned in like this. There's always sort of room for that sort of things. And like I said before, I build up characters like this, so there's room for me to explore. Okay, well, why are they like this? Okay, how did this happen? X, Y, Z things. I could do all of that and expand upon it in that direction overall. And Eradicators, I do want to invest more lore into. Emperor is by far the biggest one because he did speak to you, but the rest of them were applied to be these sort of humanoid flesh beings built in suits. They are not full-on robots. They are sentient, including Emperor as well. They're not full-on robots, and that'll be explained more so later on.
Yeah, I really love the direction of the overall lore in TDX right now, especially with what you've said, like all the dark themes, and yeah, I look forward to uncovering more about the story. Do you have like a top 3 TDX videos from like content creators?
Can I include myself?
No.
Okay, because I was gonna say all my trailers, but honestly, from the community themselves, I can't really think of that many. Like, there's a lot of art pieces I like a lot. As in terms of videos, I can't really think too well of like, here are the top videos I would watch again. I'll be real with you, bro. I don't really watch the CCC that much. Like, I do watch every now and then and things like that, but there's not really one that stands out to me like, oh, yeah, bro, I need to watch that one again. That was so cool. Like, I really like my trailers a lot, so I tend to do that just to get new ideas for the next trailer I'm going to do. So I make sure it's not a repeat of that. But honestly, yeah, bro, I can't really tell you. I mean, I guess I like this one you did. This one I come back to watch every once in a while.
Okay, last question. When are we getting like the sequel to TDX? Like TDX 2.
Never. Do you mean like when it's gonna come out a beta?
No, like when TDX dies off. You gotta make a second game.
So there is another game I'm considering to work on. That is in early development in terms of concept, but it's not in terms of anything programming or anything like that. It is a spin-off of TDX, and it is not a tower defense game, but it's based in the same universe, and that's all I'll say to it. It's meant for a more mature audience, though.
Is it gonna be like Tower Battles Battlefront?
It's not like Tower Battles Battlefront, where you like play as a tower. It's like, I mean, it sounds cool, but it's very cliche, I guess, and doesn't really attract a bigger player base. But the one I'm thinking of, it could attract a bigger player base to even what we got right now. It would be pretty cool to see that work out.
That's really Really interesting. Yeah, I didn't expect that answer. Well, hopefully we get to see that game someday. And I guess that's it.
Do you want to ask one more?
One more.
Yes.
um.
So what's your question?
What are you eating?
I'm about eating me some yogurt if I got some. I don't know if I have some.
Are you in the
in your
toilet?
truck. No, I'm in my kitchen, dog.
Cause like I'm always on the toilet.
This expired, so I'm not gonna eat this anymore. So what's your question?
What did you cook earlier?
Are we dead ass, bro? These are your questions?
Bro, I can't think of anything.
Bro, think of Tower Defense X shit.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We're talking about TDX. Oh yeah, do you ever think you're gonna add a mode that's more difficult than Nightmare?
No, I never will. Nightmare would be the most I do to that, because the thing with Tower Defense games is that, like, Tower Defense X is already difficult from the start because we have killing stuff. Not every player likes that. If I were to do a mode harder than Nightmare, I kind of alienate more the player base. Nightmare as a whole is already like kind of a gamble I did, I'm not gonna lie, because there's a lot more killing stuff going on. And like, although yes, it is easy to counter if you know how to counter it properly, not every player does that. Like, think of these mobile players, think of the console players, think of these PC players that are like 10 years old. They're not really gonna know that very well. Like for me, when I was like 6 or 9 years old, I was beating the shit out of these fucking Command and Conquer games. I knew what to do in these first-person shooter games as well. Like, I was top scoring as a 9-year-old filled with adults. Like, yeah, I was pretty good, but you cannot always rely on yourself. Like, well, since I did good when I was 6, maybe these other kids can do good. No, that's not always how it works. So, no, I don't ever want to do a mode harder than Nightmare. The next few modes that I do will be more casual base, while inviting the challenge aspect, I guess. Of course, it'll always be Nightmare modes, like how we always done. There's normal and then there's Nightmare. We've always done that, and of course those will come out. But no, I will not make a solo mode harder than Nightmare. As much as some players would love to see that, it is difficult to balance of what is pro and what is casual, and that's why I did 2 modes, so it kind of separates that. And even then, the Nightmare stuff isn't exactly like brutally hard. It's harder, don't get me wrong. Like, you need to understand how the game works and things like that. But I never make those modes as hard as they could be, because again, you're gonna get players that play them and it's like, well, this fucking sucks. I'm gonna quit because this is too hard. Well, there's normal mode, bud. But they're like, well, I don't want to play normal mode because that's too easy. So I can always think of that as well. It's a nice balance you got to do.
So yeah, I guess that's it.
When are you gonna put this out?
I don't know how long it'll take me to edit because I haven't slept yet. It's 10 a.m.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah, no rush. All right, take care. See ya.
Yep, see ya. Thanks. And that wraps up the interview. Huge thanks again to John Roblox for taking his time to do this. I watched a lot of John's videos back in the day, so getting this opportunity really meant a lot to me. So yeah, stay tuned for the next interview because it's gonna be another big one. And see you next time.